welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be having another hot gist talking stage. Situationship, he led me on, I led him on. Everything about when you just meet somebody and you guys are like having boyfriend girlfriend vibes, but you guys are not like talking about it. You're not sure where the relationship is headed, something about that. And I'm sure many of us have been in this situation before. I have been in that situation. In fact, I think the longest talking stage that I've ever had was almost a year, about 9 to 12 months. And after I came out of that talking stage, I vowed I would never find myself in this situation ever, ever, ever again. But guess what? My husband and I were in talking stage for like 8 whole months. 8 months, right? I'm gonna give you guys the full gist. I think you guys may have heard about that before, but I'll give you the full gist in this video today. So talking stage, what do you guys think? How long should it last? 3 months, 4 months? Because some people's talking stage is like master's degree, 1 year, 2 years, they are still in that talking stage. So how long do you think talking stage should last? That's all we're talking about today. For my people who do not know, the talking stage is that stage when you're getting to know someone of the opposite sex. Maybe you guys have just met in church, in school, in a program, or you guys have known each other before, but you guys are now like talking more often. So you're just getting to know each other better, you're speaking more often, but you guys are not officially dating or anything. Like you don't even know where the relationship is going. Is that stage where you say, let's see how it goes, or you guys are just wasting each other's time? You're going out on dates, but nothing is happening, nothing official is happening. So for my innocent girlies and innocent guys, the talking stage is the pre-relationship stage where you do not officially declare your intentions, but you guys are having, some vibes. You guys are like feeling each other. So if dating is like jollof rice, the talking stage is when you wash the rice. Washing the rice, you're preparing everything ready, like, but you're not officially started cooking the rice. Like you say, okay, this is the main jollof rice. So that's like the talking stage. Does it make sense? Maybe. Personally, I think a healthy talking stage should not last more than 3 months. I mean, you guys have been speaking probably every day of the week, and I think 1 week is even sufficient for you to know almost everything about somebody if you guys are constantly speaking. So let's just say you guys are now talking for like 3 months and nobody has made their intentions clear. Let me even say it's a guy, because of course the woman should not approach the man in an ideal situation if you want to be respected and loved and valued, because men love to chase, they are hunters. So just leave them to do their job. So if the guy has not made his intentions clear after 3 months of constant talking to each other, going out on dates, if he has not made his intentions clear, it means that there is something wrong with the relationship. There's a faulty foundation. So number one, either he has commitment issues, he's not ready to settle down for you, he has 5 other people, 3 other people, many other people that he's talking with, and so he's not ready to like pick one out of the many others, or he's seeking the face of God. Like, how long should you even seek the face of God anyway? But maybe he's praying, kabashing in the Holy Ghost. Yeah. Is she the one? Is she not the one? Is she the one? Is she not the one? But I think that, if a guy has not like proposed to you, he has not said anything, after 3 months of constant talking, I think you should start like checking out, should you remain in this relationship, or let's say situationship? Because this is what leads to, oh, he led me on, she led me on. I feel like there's no need for us to just be beating around the bush trying to, especially if you're like mature, like you're a mature single, right? Let me say you're like 27, 28, or let me say you're 30, you're above 30. Like, you don't want to be talking to a guy for 3 months and he has not said anything like, oh, I love you, I want to be in a relationship with you, or you just say, let's flow, let's see how it goes. In short, ladies, the moment you hear let's see how it goes, just know that you are in for a long ride, and I'm sure you don't want that, right? So just be very mindful, sure. Jokes aside, as Christians, dating should be intentional. The Bible says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. If somebody is putting you in a never-ending talking stage, then you should know that you should question their relationship with God and how they value God, because you expect them to abide by biblical principles, So if somebody is just like talking to you constantly and they don't want to make their intentions known, you should know that their Christian faith is questionable. So and apart from that, dating should not be a confused period. Like even the Lord Jesus Christ, when he wanted to choose his disciples, he was intentional. He said, "Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." He was not beating around the bush saying, "Follow me. I don't know where I'm going to. I might decide tomorrow that this is where I want to go to." No, he was intentional. He said, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." So if you're a guy, you're talking for long, and he's not saying anything, then he doesn't know where he's going. That's just the clear truth. And I remember, okay, let me just like try to be more practical now. I remember that I had a friend. I met a guy when I was, how old was I now? 17 or 18. And we're talking like literally every day. And in those days of MTN, is it call at night or something? I can't remember what, midnight calls. We're talking every day. But I mean, I was just 18, so there was nothing like serious relationship in mind. So I mean, that talking stage was like I think that was like a BSc degree, because we talked a lot. Even when I went to school, we're still talking and all of that. But that was just by the way anyway. But let's say for a mature lady, a mature guy, like you are 25, you're preparing to get married, you want to get married, you are 30, you are 35, you don't want to like be having like 1 year talking stage. Like seriously, who should still remain there? And I've been in that situation before, like, and I think this is where we come to he led me on, right? So I met this guy, and not that I met him, I've known him like almost all my life. We're talking, like really, really talking, and then no, I met this guy, I knew him in church and all of that, but it got to a period where we started talking more frequently. He got my number, he was calling me literally every day, sharing me with blessings, telling me nice things about us. You know the way a guy likes you and those kind of things that they say. Like he doesn't mind coming all the way to come and see me, and I was so excited. Oh my god, this guy likes me, and this guy had a good job, and it was like perfect and all of that. So, but then when it was like, so we're not in the same city. So when I was done with what I was doing and I came back to my city where I met him, I was expecting that, oh, our relationship would officially start. Now, before that, when I was like far away, let me just be honest, I was doing my NYC. I was expecting that, okay, this guy might ask me about, okay, maybe distance was an issue. Maybe when I'm doing my NYC and I come back, he's gonna like come out open and tell me, "You are the woman I've been praying for. You are the woman I've been dying to meet." And I was expecting that, oh my god, he's gonna like propose to me, because we're really literally talking every day. But then I came back, nothing. Like I'd go visit him, we'll go out, but that was it. Like the talking stage was just going, and at a point I realized that like this talking stage is gonna take forever. So I was a bit confused on what to do. Before I conclude on my story, let me just give you some practical tips on how to handle talking stage, which I would be, sharing from my lot of experience. So how do you know when it's time to move on? Like, especially for the woman, right? Because we expect that it is the man that will make the move. So if we're having issues with talking stages, because the man has not officially said, "I want to date you," right? So for the woman, how do you know when it is time for you to move on? Number one, I mean, I've mentioned this before. Number one, they say, "Let's see how it goes." So in my case, after the talking stage was like nearing 6 months, I was like, Esther, is it six? I think the seventh month, like, you waited for too long. So I summoned up courage. I was bold. I prayed. Is it praying? No, not praying. Like I drew from all the inner strength that I had, and this was the first time I would ever make this move in my entire life. And this was because this person looked like the perfect person for me. Perfect, like I was a good boy, good church boy, and everything. So okay. I said, okay, how far? I mean, we talk every day. I was very shy, but I mean, I had to like some of courage and say it. Talk every day, blah 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 blah. Like, what do you think about? What are we? Who are we? I asked the question, "Who are we? Or what am I to you?" and all of that. And I was like, "I've had this heartbreak, blah blah blah." I gave an excuse and say, "Let's see how it goes." Like, I'm not ready to commit now, but just give me some time. Let's see how it goes. And foolish me thought, oh, he meant I should give him some time. It was just a kind way of he telling me that, baby girl, you are not the one for me. Move on. But I didn't listen. So he said, let's see how it goes. So how do you know when it's time to move on? Ladies, if your stalking stage has lasted beyond 3 months, I think you should some of courage and just ask the guy, like, what's up? What's going on? Like, who are we? What's happening? Like, I think that we're giving ourselves boyfriend and girlfriend vibes. Like, you call me to go out on a date with you, but I mean, what are we doing here? Are we just friends? Like, you have to make it clear, because you'll be surprised that maybe the guy is using you to pass time. He doesn't have any intention. He is already dating somebody that he wants to marry, but maybe you're the next available person, or maybe you're his colleague, or maybe he just likes your presence. And so you're already catching clues, you're catching vibes, not knowing that nothing, you didn't date, nothing is happening. Like, so just, baby girl, to prevent heartbreak, even though you might be heartbroken at this point anyway, but I mean, to prevent further heartbreak, sum up courage and ask him, who are we? Like, and that's what I did. And then when I got the response, I knew that, okay, this is not gonna happen. But I mean, he was clear on saying that, oh, we're nothing. So when the guy calls you my friend, maybe you guys are going to, oh, meet my friend, he's not specific. Or he says, she's my sister in the Lord, she's my brother in the Lord. I think that's a sign. And I think for one, there was one guy, I think my first relationship, this was how I got him. So I knew that this person liked me, and I think we were already talking, we were good friends. But of course, I didn't want to have a relationship then. So what I said was, oh, this person was asking me out to, so I wasn't sure of what I was going to do. So I just like used I used the fast one on him. Like, oh, someone's asking me out. What do you think? Do you think I should say yes to him? And I was like, why would you say yes to him? Are we not dating? I'm like, excuse me, you never asked me out. So I'm not gonna assume that we're dating. So that was how I got my first relationship. So the person had to come out and tell me officially that we're dating, because I can't assume that we're dating. I'm not doing. So how do you know it's time to move on? When you try to tell them about somebody else and they're happy that you're telling them about somebody else, I think that's a sign that this person is not interested in you and you need to move on. And then some of them also will not come out plain, and they will not want you to have any other relationship. So if somebody is not like, they're not jealous about people around you, but at the same time they're not coming out open, then it's time for you to move on. I think you should just like move on. So in that situation, that was what happened. And I know I told you that was like 7th month, but I didn't get the sign. I was still foolish. I was very young. I was my early 20s. So we started talking, we continued to talk and all of that. But I mean, I saw that I was not the one initiating most of the calling and all of that. I was the one putting all the energy and the effort to make the relationship, in quotes, or let me say situationship, work. Because I felt that this person led me on. Like, I mean, I was on my own when you started talking to me, when you told me how beautiful I was, when you were telling me different things about what you thought about us. And then after I asked you, you're like, well, nothing. So I was a bit disappointed, but I was still thinking, oh, maybe there is something, like this person will get over his heartbreak, in quotes, and come back to me. But that did not happen. So it was, I think, at the 9th or 10th month that I told myself, baby girl, it is time to move on. I didn't officially tell him anything. I just like distanced myself. I stopped calling. I stopped all the engagement. I stopped everything. And that's how I was able to heal. So if you're already in a talking stage, you've asked this question and you don't know how to move on from it, I think the best thing for you to do is to take a break. Like, you cannot be constantly speaking to somebody that you're in a talking stage with. Like, you have to think about how to protect yourself, how to protect your emotions. So the best thing is to cut all ties. If they are really serious, they will come back and officially ask you out. And maybe they're also not certain, right? So it's time for you guys to take a break and think about what you're gonna do. So I want to bring a balance here. I know I was talking about, talking stages, about the man asking the woman out and all of that. But also there could be talking stage where the woman is putting you in a box, especially for the man. Like, you're already making your intentions known, or you're giving her signs that you want to date her. And she's not giving you any green flag. She's just like neutral. So you're not sure, am I going to be able to date this lady or not? So I had a friend who had this lady who wanted to like go out with, wanted to date, and she was always not like giving him an answer. She was just in between. and she was always asking for money. Like whatever financial crisis she was in, she was calling the guy was fully supportive. Like he was a very generous person, always pumping him money. But so, and that was his own way of expressing love, right? So he felt that okay, by pumping him money, by showering this lady with love and showing her all the attention and giving her everything she needed, maybe she would realize that he was really serious and then agree to his request. But that talking stage did not lead to any, like, it didn't lead to anything serious because he was just kept in that situation for a long time. And after a while, he had to call the lady's sister. And you know, now ladies, we talk, even if we don't talk to her, the guy will talk to our friends, our sisters. And the lady's sister was unfortunately, or let me say fortunately, open and honest to the guy. And he told her that this lady does not like you and does not want to marry you. So you can see that kind of situation. Imagine the guy was kept holding on and kept, believing that one day she would respond to his love. He would have just been in a very long talking stage that is longer than NYSC, master's degree, PhD degree. But that's really a sad situation. So it's also important that men, you're able to read, read between the lines, the unspoken word, or you would I say force to get an answer? No, or you insist on getting an answer so that you can know where you stand and not like you invest your heart, your emotions into a relationship that is going nowhere. So how should you end a talking stage? Because sometimes not all talking stage will end with you having a proper conversation, you seeking clarity. Maybe it's a guy or the lady seeking clarity, say, okay, what are we? How do we go from here? Because some of them will not be like that. Because I'm just trying to remember all my escapades, right? I remember two situations. A talking stage I was in. We started talking more often. One of them was my colleague, and after we had talked like a little bit deeply, I just knew that this person was not for me. Like I cannot date this person because I could see a pattern, similarity between my previous relationship and like similarity of personalities between this person and my ex, the person I dated before. Like no, so I don't want to date this guy. But I couldn't openly tell him that I don't want to date you. Like so, I would say that maybe what we had shared before was like a talking stage because we were talking really often, but I didn't like come openly to like tell him, oh, we're not in a relationship. Of course, he didn't like properly like ask me out. So I just gradually withdrew myself. So sometimes the best way to end the talking stage is to gradually withdraw yourself, withdraw yourself. So if you're calling you, maybe you shouldn't pick their calls, maybe you shouldn't talk as frequent as before. And another one, I think this is a very honest way. The best way actually to end the talking stage would be to have good conversation about it. Just say, I'm so sorry, I may not be able to pick your calls from now on. I'm sorry, we may not be able to have some close conversations because I'm a bit occupied, and I don't think that I want to be very involved with you because I'm busy with other things. You can just come out plain. It might be hurtful to the other person, but it means that you are actually very sincere. Because I remember another talking stage I was in. Oh god, I was really bad, right? Because me and this guy were really talking very often. Like I saw this person from far, I really liked them. Like he was really cute, he had a good voice. I think this was in NYC as well. But when we got closer and I started talking to the person, I was not feeling his vibes. Like I couldn't see that level of zeal that I wanted, that ambition, or so many other things, right? Even though he was good, like he was really a good guy, but I just knew that this one's not for me. So I stopped talking to him. That was really bad of me anyway. And till today, the guy still feels bad. Like, what did I do wrong? He was like, what did I do wrong? Like, he asks me, what did I do wrong? I couldn't come to say, oh, I'm not feeling your vibe. Like, I don't think anything can go on between us. Like, that was my bad. But I think, in all honesty, now that I'm much older, I think the best thing is to have a conversation about it. Just tell them that, this relationship or this talking stage cannot last, or just quietly withdraw, depending on how invested you've been. So if you've talked for up to 3, 4, 5, 6 months, I think it'll be best to just openly say, oh no, I'm so sorry, it can't last more than this, or this is all we can ever be. So the other person is also clear and don't feel too bad, don't feel too don't feel negatively towards you, and so that you guys can have a relationship in the future, because you don't know, something can come up that might make you guys to work together, so that you guys can have no hard feelings towards each other. So it's also good to end your talking stage in a very nice manner. Now to the final gist of my own talking stage with my husband. I'm sure you guys have watched my story of how I met my husband, but if you haven't watched it, I'm going to put that up so you can watch. So I mean, I will just give a quick summary of how I met my husband. We met as business clients, and during our period as business clients, I would, we would, because we're talking more often, and we're young people, like in our 20s. So once in a while, we diverted into, personal stuff. We didn't like go into deep details, but I somehow knew that he was not in a relationship, and he knew that I was not in a relationship. So, but that was just it. And because I actually liked his vibe, like I love the fact that he was driven, he was choleric, he was, very, very, studious. So let's just say I was attracted to him just by that quality. And after the business, everything that brought us together ended, and he asked me out on a date. We also talked about this in our video, how we moved from friends to business client. No, how we moved from business client to friends, and how we grew friendship in our marriage. So he asked me out on a date, and I was like super excited. Maybe this guy likes me. Maybe this guy wants to take this thing a little bit further, right? So I was super excited when he asked me on a date, and I'm like, okay. And this was happening after I was praying for somebody that I was going to get married to, or that asked me out to marry him, and later said he wasn't ready. So it was after that breakup period. I was like, oh, if he wants to take me out, I'm happy to go out. So we went out. We just had some platonic conversation, but we dived deeply into like relationship talks of how our relationship life had gone and all of that. But it wasn't like detailed. And but after that, that was it. We stopped talking. So like I felt really bad. Like, is it that this guy does not find me attractive? Like, is it that he thinks I'm not good enough for him? Why did he lead me on? So that led to he led me on. To me, I felt like he led me on. Like, why would you take a random lady out on a date and you don't have no intentions of taking things further? But I mean, that is one of the perks of the talking stage. Anything can happen during the talking stage. It can lead to relationship, or it may lead to closure. So I think we need to be open about talking stage. Women, men, like when you just get to meet somebody and you guys are talking more often, do not assume that relationship would end. That talking stage will lead to relationship, because you can even say no. So after the dates that we had, my husband stopped talking to me. So I felt really bad. I was like just trying to question myself. But later on I realized that, baby girl, you are a speck. Like, you are beautiful just the way you are. Like, you've got the brain, you've got beauty, you've got ambition, you love the Lord, like you are special. A true man who knows your words will definitely come to you, and he will value you. So like, okay, I'm not going to put myself out there, I'm not going to chase him. So when he stopped talking to me, I just like let it go. I didn't bother to ask what are we, because we're nothing. It was just a random date. So we stopped talking. That was in September, and we didn't like talk until January, when he started talking to me again. But we didn't start dating until April, right? So I mean, the talking stage started again around February. So you can see how long our talking stage. Sometimes a talking stage will not lead to relationship because it is not the right time. So in my own case, my husband, I felt he maybe needed to like process his thoughts, needed to gain clarity, needed to understand what he wanted to do with his life. That was why we didn't start our relationship at the time. So the fact that a talking stage did not lead to marriage should not make you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. Especially for women, don't think that, especially if you know you're good enough, like you're valuable, or especially you know your worth. Let me just use the word. A true man that knows your worth would, value you. So you don't have to like try to force that talking stage to lead to relationship. That is you putting yourself so cheap out there. And men know when they see a cheap thing, they don't value it. They will just treat you like trash. So just so that a talking stage, that not all talking stage will lead to relationship, and it's okay if it ends quietly. It's okay if it ends that way. It's just for you to just accept the way. Hey guys and ladies, I know you love the talking stage. Like, you don't want it to end, because you guys are gisting about so many things. You're getting to know the guy, he's getting to know you. You are having a beautiful relationship without commitment. I know you love the talking stage. I know that your emotions are really high, like you are learning new things and you're just talking, your adrenaline is really hot at the moment and everything is looking all rosy. But as a Christian sister and brother, if you know that that talking stage is not leading anywhere, please don't overindulge. Don't make it longer than 6 months. Let me give you, at least let me extend it to 6 months. If you know that you're not going to date that person, please do not, take it longer than 6 months. Also, do not overshare information. Like, there's no reason why they should know every deep things about you when you guys have not, fully committed. You're not even in a relationship. So keep things a little bit, quiet in that stage. But please put God in every of your relationship. Dating is a beautiful, journey, beautiful experience, and you want to reflect the virtues of Christ. So think about it. What would Jesus do in that situation? So please don't lead somebody on, and do not be led on. Don't put yourself in a situation where you be led on. Seek clarity where you're unclear. I hope you enjoyed this video today. So I have a question for you. Have you ever been in a talking stage before? How long did it last? And when did you realize that you should move forward or you should take it to the next level? Let me know in the comment section. Bye.